Next, we're gonna get into why men are leaving the workforce. This is interesting. I've been wanting to watch this video for a minute, so hey, come watch it with me. Let's react to it. If you're new to my channel, my name is Jonathan. I'm 24 years old. Just graduated college. I created this channel, all things business, finance, reaction videos. You know what I mean? Follow me on social media at jrush23x. You feel me? If you're returning to my channel, appreciate you for showing love and returning. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit them post notifications, and let's get to it.
Be their prime working years. 5 to 54, who are often considered to be in their prime working years. As of August 20,
Hold on.
men have been steadily dropping out of the workforce, especially in age 25 to 54, who are
all men who are working or looking for work. 1950, it was like 90%. It dropped. So almost 20%, bro. And then men 80% who are working or looking for work.
often considered to be in their prime working years. As of August 2024, 13.7% of prime age men were not working, compared to just 7.2% in 1954.
The long-term
decline
in labor force participation by so-called prime age men is a tremendous worry for our society, for our economy, and probably also for our political system.
There's a surplus of prime age workers who could be working and aren't, and that's this puzzling problem.
The unemployment rate for prime age working men sat at 3.4% in August 2020.
2020 was high because
This number primarily includes those who are unemployed and looking for a job. But about 10.5% of men in their prime working years, or roughly 6.8 million men nationwide, are neither working nor looking for employment, compared to just 2.5% in 1954.
What's surprising is it's not a COVID phenomenon, it's not a recession phenomenon.
And for every prime age man who is unemployed and looking for a job, there are more than 3, and some years 4, who are neither working nor looking for work.
So what's driving men out of the workforce?
Y'all think they just lazy? What y'all think? Y'all think they lazy or they just ain't getting paid enough? I mean, even if I ain't getting paid enough, I need something coming in, you feel me? So,
and if left unchecked, what impact will it have on the US economy? Cited obsolete skills, lack of education and training, half of prime age men out of the workforce. Cited obsolete skills, lack of education and training, poor work record or security issues as a reason preventing them from work.
Education is a very important predictor of a prime age man's odds of being out of the labor force.
The big impacts are on the non-college educated groups on their ability to enter and stay in the labor market.
Men who are not college educated leave the workforce at higher rates than men who are.
some college degree, that's bachelor's degree or more. Okay.
At the same time, fewer younger men have been enrolling in college over the past decade.
If you look at the geography of where the most prime age,
I mean, 2% ain't, 3% ain't crazy, but when you consider millions, billions of people,
the geography of where
that's
the
a lot,
most prime age men out of the labor force are in particular, they tend to be in places that have experienced manufacturing declines. They used to graduate with a high school education and have good, stable jobs. They weren't glamorous jobs. They were, automobile factories, sometimes mines, other manufacturing jobs, but they were respected, they were stable, and they could support a family. Since then, due to technology-driven growth, a little bit due to Chinese competition, you've had a lot of manufacturing firms and the places where they were located that were one-horse towns.
They get replaced by AI.
Wages could also
just like this like the shoreman strike that happened not too long ago. They try and get something in the deal where they don't get replaced by AI and machines. Y'all getting replaced. I'm sorry to break it to you, but like most jobs will be replaced, bro, by AI. Robots don't go on strike, bro. You know what I mean? They don't care about how much they get paid. You charge them up. You don't need health insurance and life insurance. I mean, just being realistic, bro. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to pivot and find another career that isn't able to be taken by robots
factor.
and AI.
Median annual wages for men with a high school diploma have fallen from just over $57,600 in 1973 to $45,000 in 2023, adjusted for inflation. At the same time, wages for those with a bachelor's degree or more have increased by about $6,300 during the same period. This decline in earnings led to a 44% growth in the exit rate of men without a college degree from the workforce between 1980 and 2019.
I think, honestly, status plays more of a role than wages. As I said before, you had a manufacturing job, it was respected, you were part of a community, breadwinner for your family, you had organizations like unions or Rotary clubs that surrounded your job, and that's gone.
In general, men without children are also less likely to participate in the workforce compared to men with children, especially men without education or training after high school.
What we have seen is a huge rise in the proportion of prime-age men who've never been married, and a very, very significant decline in the proportion
Let us see my black
who are
black
currently married
kings.
and have kids at home. And those two trends track closely with the big changes that we've seen about male attachment in the labor force. Correlation isn't always causation, but looking at that correspondence is real important, I think.
Meanwhile, 57% of the roughly 10% of men not looking for work said their physical or mental health was the main reason for not being employed, with 55% citing a disability, serious illness, and or receiving disability benefits.
The whole question about the health and the mental health of male
Very important
dropouts is an extremely important and I think concerning one. Distressing proportion.
That's important because as a man, it's a lot on your shoulders, bro. Like, especially if you got a family and kids, they depending on you, and like that's a lot of pressure, bro. Like, you really gotta oversee, provide, protect for a group of people, like on you. Of course, it's not all on you, but it's like at the end of the day, if you married with kids and y'all go homeless, y'all go broke, who everybody gonna look at, bruh? They gonna look at the husband. They gonna look at you. If you a male watching this, they gonna look at me, bruh. They gonna look at me. They gonna be like, what is you doing? You fumbling, you know what I mean? You not leading your family in the right direction, whoop de whoop. So it's like, that's a lot of pressure, bruh. That's a lot of pressure.
Of the men who are out of the workforce say they're using pain medications every day.
My home, my rule.
Shoot. Uh-oh.
17 research paper estimates that an increase in opioid prescription between 1999 to 2015 led to about 43% of the decline in men's labor force participation rate during that period.
So then you have to ask, what sort of pain are we talking about? Are we talking about physical pain? Are we talking about metaphysical pain? There's an enormous amount of depression, mental health challenges that men in this grouping face. Some of this is a chicken and egg question. Did you drop out because you were feeling sad? Or are you sad because you dropped out and you're living on the couch?
Unemployment is really terrible for people's well-being. Often people adapt to all kinds of negative shocks.
Like you don't got no purpose.
Losing a kid, being widowed, whatever, and eventually kind of come back. But long-term unemployment is one of the worst things in terms of that. So what you have is a kind of scarring effect, and it's worse for men because their identity is much more wrapped up in their role as a worker.
Yeah.
Men's declining workforce participation can potentially leave a lasting impact on the American economy.
It means slower growth of the economy, obviously. It means bigger wealth gaps within our society.
It certainly will have an impact on our productivity and probably already is.
The U.S. has been experiencing a severe shortage in labor, still missing 1.7 million Americans from the workforce compared to February 2020. The McKinsey Global Institute estimates that U.S. GDP could have been $296 to $442 billion higher in 2023 if the country had been able to fill its job vacancies. However, some experts suggest the impacts of men leaving or never entering the workforce could be more sector-specific.
You need young men coming in wanting to replace those people going out. And so if men have primarily been in more manual labor, more blue skilled and skilled trades, if they're older and they're leaving retirement, and there's not as many young men coming in, both because of declining cohort sizes, but moving in a different direction type of careers, we're going to be losing that sector of productivity.
Cause all that work they be doing, that hard labor work, bro, that's strenuous on your body. Like, no. Now all I means I do out there. I get dirty, I get sweaty, I you know what I mean, manufacture, electrician, you know what I mean, gotta get on my knees if I need to. What in regard to, you know, being a plumber or something like that, bro. That's wild. That's wild, bro. But nah, bro. I like sitting at my desk in my cubicle. Good air conditioning, good heat, not a lot of noise. Sit there, type some work all day, meetings. Whoop. I prefer that over, you know, more trade skill set
Despite
type
a steep
work.
rise in
Or the
federal
military,
funding,
bro.
the infrastructure sector hasn't been able to find enough workers, with the construction workforce shortage surpassing 500,000 in 2024.
We are a little concerned about the impact that inflation is going to have and has had on the movement of infrastructure dollars
You're worried about the impact? Boy, this impact done already happened.
Productive
this
activity.
year.
Having
Impact done already happened. What you mean?
is going to raise
It already
The
happened.
trend could have a dire socio-political impact as well.
It'll get worse in ways that we would not like. I mean, I think it would lead to more premature deaths, but it will also likely lead to radicalization and polarization, because this is a frustrated, left-behind group with no options.
That's crazy.
There are problems that government can address
Isolation,
and problems that
that's one.
government can't address.
So one of the first functions that
Yes, how do we
feeds
fix
our
this?
policy is, you know, economic growth. You have a strong economy, you're going to have increased wage structure, and it's going to bring people back into the market.
More than a quarter of prime age men not looking for work cited insufficient pay as a reason preventing them from work.
I can understand insignificant pay, because
And nearly half
you
said
doing all that
competitive
work to
pay,
make $10 an
salary,
hour.
compensation,
That's crazy.
and or bonuses was
I don't think you can
very
even live off
important
$20 an
factor
hour
when
in this-
considering
in
whether
this,
to
you know
enter
what I mean,
or return
economy.
to the workforce.
For the young, better training, skills training, some form of post-high school education, encouraging that, maybe even subsidizing that. I think part of the youth mental health crisis has to do with what's next. What's AI going to do? What am I going to do? Are there any stable jobs? I can't afford college. All those questions all come together. And
Every
so
day.
models that help them
Thousand
give them
thoughts
a
in your
jump
head.
start can be really effective ways of intervening. And there are actually now really promising programs in high schools which teach kids financial literacy.
That's
They
good.
teach them about equitable entrepreneurship. They teach them about how do you foster better mental health as part of the workplace. And it seems to inspire kids to go on to college, right? Because they sort of see a pathway where they didn't see it before.
Pretty much against the initial intentions of the founders of the program.
I don't want to
We've
get this
ended up
video
with
too long for
a
y'all. I know
situation that
people
too
attention
often
span don't even be that long, bro.
subsidizes or even incentivizes helplessness.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap that up. Men are leaving the workforce. Okay, interesting. People just don't want to work. I mean, from looking at what they saying, this is, you know, lack of pay, a lot of mental and physical health as well is a big contributor to that. I think the pandemic just definitely sped it up as well. A lot of people got lazy, had some money, they didn't really want to do too much, you know. But I think it's really because, one, people ain't getting paid enough, and a lot of men are lazy, in my opinion. People be saying Gen Z be lazy, but I think we working. We know how to get it off the phone, like, you know what I mean? Somewhere, somehow, but yeah, that's crazy, bro. I could never leave the workforce. I gotta get to it at all times, bro. Gotta get to it all times.